I want to share with you a sweet recipe, and that's for nothing other than some good cinnamon rolls. Stay tuned. We're going to cook some cinnamon rolls today. Hi, I'm Dwayne Morris, the Urban Soul Chef, and today I'm excited to share with you my recipe for some, how can you resist when you're walking through the mall, when you smell that cinnamon in the atmosphere, that cinnamon and that icing, cheese cream icing? How can you resist that? Now today, what I want to share with you is my recipe for cinnamon rolls. It's a little tedious and the video may be a little longer than what you're used to. But I tell you, if you get through this, you follow the steps, you're going to be well pleased, and the taste buds, family and friends, they will thank you. So let's get to cooking these cinnamon rolls. There are many liquids you can use depending on the recipe, but for this recipe, we're going to start out with a cup of whole milk. I have a little bit over a cup. And we also need some unsalted butter. You can find the ingredients and instructions posted later. But you're gonna mix the milk and the butter together. You're gonna heat them. You wanna bring them to a temperature of 95 to 115 degrees. It's very important that you get it between those temperatures, because this mixture is what's going to be used to activate your yeast. Take your dry yeast. Once you get it to 95 to 115, you take your dry yeast and add it to this mixture. Now with this recipe, we're not going to allow the yeast to foam up like you would with some recipes. What we're going to do is make sure that it's activated based on the fact that we got that liquid temperature at 95 to 115. We're going to mix these ingredients together, and the next thing we're going to do is add our salt and sugar. Yes. Sometimes you can add honey or other types of sweetener, as I said, depending on what recipe you use, and that's going to feed the yeast. Yeast is a living organism that needs to be fed. All right, we're adding our flour. Mix all that good together. And we have our eggs here. This video may be a little longer than what you're used to, but trust me, if you get this down, you're going to be well pleased. All right, mix that in good together. And make sure that you have your eggs at room temperature when you're mixing them. It's very important to have those eggs at room temperature. All right, we're mixing it together and it looks real good, nice and creamy. Almost looks like pancake batter. So we're mixing that together nice and creamy. Make sure that we're incorporating those eggs in very well. Hey, and if you haven't, do me a favor, visit my Facebook group and join, like, follow. All right, that's real good. Now, we have to add a little more flour to it to thicken it, because we're getting ready to work this dough. We got to work this dough. So don't be afraid to add a little more flour, because you're going to have to work it with your hands. And it has to be at a consistency where you can knead it. There you see it's getting thicker now. You may have to add a little more flour, but don't dump it all in at once. Just add as needed. That's looking real good. All right. I have a marble countertop. I love that. Marble is easy to work on. All right, so we're gonna put some flour down as I've done, and we're gonna pour out this dough. Getting ready to work it. This is also kind of fun too. Scrape it, get all that dough out. It's sticky, so you gotta be focused on getting it out. All right, as you can see, the dough is still sticky even after getting it out, but that's why we have the extra flour down, because we're getting ready to work the dough. As you see, now it's taking on a different shape, different consistency. It's becoming more like a bread dough. My hands are very clean, very clean. The only thing on them is this flour and dough. And you will get dirty, but hey, that's part of the job. All right, you can see it taking on different consistency, and you keep folding it like I'm folding it. That's adding texture to it. And make sure you have enough flour down to continue to add to it. Now, the objective is to get it, firm, and the consistency kind of firm. And what you want to do is keep kneading it until it's solid and firm. It's going to be a little sticky. You do want it a little sticky. Taking my time with this because if you work with it, you're going to be pleased, and it does take a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. Bread is a science. See, I'm running out of flour on the counter, but still the dough is looking real good. Yes. All right. Shaping it into a ball. We're getting ready to have a little fun with it. You see how small it is now? It's still active. That yeast is in there doing its work. All right, now the thing we're going to do is we're going to grease this bowl. This is where we're going to put the dough, but make sure you grease the bowl all the way around and place the dough in. Take note of how small it is. There it is. Grease the dough as well, because you don't want the dough to stick to the bowl. All right. Put a cover over. You can either put a damp cloth or either, as I did, a plastic cover, and put it in the stove. I didn't put that part in, but put it in the stove, and you'll see the temperature in the instructions. But what I'm doing right now is making the frosting. And this is cream cheese. Well, actually, it's not the frosting, it's the filling. Brown sugar and butter. Creaming that together. We're making a cream mixture that we're going to use to fill the cinnamon roll with, and we're putting some good cinnamon in there. Make sure you get some good cinnamon, because that's going to determine the flavor. You can have good dough, good bread, but if you don't have good cinnamon, you ain't got nothing. That's right, you ain't got nothing. So make sure you get some good quality cinnamon and good quality sugar. All right, I'm placing the bowl in the stove. And it sat in there for a little time, and look what's happened. It's risen. That yeast has activated the dough, and it's risen. All right, we're getting ready to come down the stretch here. We're going to flour the marble top. And put our dough on here, and we're going to roll it out. See all those air bubbles in there? That's meaning that it's going to be fluffy. And that also showing you that yeast is working. All right, we're going to shape it a little bit into, a little rectangular shape and roll it out. And sometimes you have to work with it to get it shaped like you want it. And remember, you're in control of this situation. So shape it like you want to shape it and roll it out. You're rolling it out into a rectangular shape because this is what we're going to shape it this way so we can roll it into the cinnamon roll. I'm going to tell you, that dough really feels good too. It's fluffy, it's soft, and it's pliable. Take your time and roll it out. Take your time. Remember, if you put the time in, your rolls are going to come out good. Don't try to rush the process. I'm going through it fast in this video production, but don't rush it. Just take your time. Take your time and roll it out. And you want to roll it about, till it's about a 1/4 inch thick, I believe. 1/4 inch thick. And the next thing you want to do is you can oil the dough with some butter. Put some butter on it, oil it. That butter that you put on there is going to be flavor as well. All right, what we're doing now is we're taking the filling mixture and we're spreading it out. Take your time and spread it out. It's going to take a little time. Spread it out. Stick to the process. And as I said, you will be well pleased. After we spread it out, I come back and add a little more sugar, a little more brown sugar. And I also add more cinnamon to it. Do that because I want to add a little extra punch of flavor to it. Once you complete that, you start the rolling process. Take it from one end, roll it to the other, make sure the roll is tight. Take your time. Once you do that, pinch the ends so that it sticks. See, that roll is pretty thick. And we're getting ready to cut it. All right, we cut that end off because it's kind of uneven. All right, let's take a break. That's a lot of work what we're doing here. Let's take a little break, take a breather. And while you're taking a breather, I want you to visit my website, urbansoulchef.com. Take a look around. You see anything you like, place an order. All right, let's get back to cooking these cinnamon rolls. All right, we cut the rolls. We're cutting them anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And you can cut them a little bigger if you like, but anywhere from 1/2 inch to 1 inch, however thick you want them to be. And we're going to proof them again. Put a little space because they're going to grow. They're going to grow probably double the size of what they are. All right, here we're going to make the icing. Most important, or one of the most important parts of the cinnamon roll. We mix together the butter, milk, cream, and cream cheese. Room temperature, soft cream cheese, mixing that mixture together. Now we're adding the powdered sugar. And there you have your cream cheese icing. You can throw in a little vanilla if you like. Now look at the rolls. They have proof. They look so good, don't they? They proof, looking beautiful. Now it's time to cook them. Bake them, rather. Just take a little moment to soak that in. All that work we did is paying off. I told you, stick with the process. You'll be pleased. Your rolls should look like this or even better. All right, there they are. They are baked. Baked cinnamon rolls. Look at that. All that delicious, delightful cinnamon. Yes. Here they are. Covered with cream cheese icing. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. As I said, your rolls should look like this or even better. All you have to do is stick with the process. Once you do it that first time, every time after that, it's going to get even better. But you have to stick with the process. There are no shortcakes when it comes to baking. It's a science. Look at that. Look at those air holes, which means fluffiness. Look at the texture. That's why we were kneading it. Look how that icing glistens. Oh my, all I need now is a cold glass of milk, or either a hot cup of coffee. All right, we're done. Cinnamon rolls are done. The atmosphere smelled great, and the cinnamon rolls taste wonderful. So if you try this, it works out for you. Take some pictures, send them to me, and make some comments as well. And if you haven't, do me a favor, subscribe to my YouTube channel, urbansoulchef.com. Visit me at my website, urbansoulchef.com, and follow me here on Facebook, Urban Soul Chef. God bless you, and I look forward to sharing with you in the future.